Part 1, Luke, and he is the brain. I like school. I'm good at it. I get all A's. So when Mr. Terupt announced our first math project, I was excited. Dollar words was crazy. Definitely not a worksheet problem like all the others I've ever been given. Not even close. We had to assume that the letter A was worth 1 cent, B 2 cents, C was 3 cents, and so on, making the letter Z worth 26 cents. The challenge was to find words that equaled $1 when you add up their letter values, not 99 cents or $1.01, but $1 exactly. When Mr. Terupt gave us time to get started, he wanted to make sure we understood the project, and he said he wondered who would be the first one to find a dollar word. I immediately made a data table of all the letters and their corresponding values, a quick reference for me. Then I started putting down any word that came to mind that had some of the bigger letters in it. Pretty equals 104. Walnut equaled 91. Mr. equaled 84. Then I thought, hey, wait a minute. What if I just tack on the letter S? Misters equals 103. No good, but very close. I figured this could still be a worthwhile strategy for other words. So there was a cranking out words, trying to figure out the first dollar word of the year, when what do I hear? Peter and Alexia. This is the 4th year Peter's been in my class and my 3rd time with Alexia. Peter's funny, but sometimes he gets to be too much. If I'm concentrating on my work and he just wants to joke around, it annoys me. But I like him. He's fun and he's no stranger to trouble. Alexia, on the other hand, is always involved in some girl war. That's stuff I don't get. She loves to wear flashy clothes, dresses, skirts, fancy shoes, and she always has the accessories to go with them. And she says the word like way too much. Alexia isn't a stranger to trouble either. She and Peter are a good match. Peter elbowed Alexia. Then I heard him whisper a word to her. That's not even a dollar word, I thought. 53, Alexia said. No good. Try. Were they crazy? They were trying out rude words and giggling the whole time. I just knew they were going to get caught. That's no good either, Peter said. Maybe. What a butthead. As soon as I thought it, I knew it was a word worth calculating. Sure enough, butthead equaled 81. I tacked on the S. There wasn't just one butthead, but 2 buttheads. Dollar word. I was just about to call out that I had found one when Peter beat me to it. I got a word, he yelled. Buttocks. He strutted to the board like he was the coolest thing since sliced bread. But he wrote it out for the class. Buttocks, he said again. B-U-T-T-O-C-S. Peter went on to demonstrate how the word added up to $1. Mr. Terupt didn't interrupt. Just as I was about to, the new girl did. Buttocks is spelled with a K in it, Peter, Jessica said. Peter looked to Mr. Terupt. Sorry, Peter, she's right. Better try again. And maybe you should try a different type of word than the ones you've been coming up with. Peter slunk back to his seat. No surprise to me. Mr. Terupt knew what Peter was up to the whole time. I raised my hand. Mr. Terupt, I've got one. I walked up to the board and wrote butthead. That was followed by a chorus of laughter. Butthead, I said. B-U-T-T-H-E-A-D adds up to 81 cents. But if we have more than one, then we get buttheads. And buttheads is a dollar word. Just ask Peter and Alexia. Mr. Terupt snickered. That's enough, Luke. I must say, this isn't a word I was expecting, but nonetheless, it is our first dollar word. Congratulations. Dollar word was the best math project ever. We started it on a Wednesday, dollar word, and worked for 3 weeks through trial and error and a few strategies that I learned along the way and some helpful hints from Mr. Terupt. I broke the record for most dollar words. My final poster was covered with 54 of them. Mr. Terupt looked at my work and smiled. Luke, this is excellent. Dollar word. You are the dollar word champ. The next chapter is Alexia, the queen bee. I was like, I have this new guy for a teacher. That's so cool. Mr. Terupt was nice. He let us sit in tables, not rows. I was like, no way, are you serious? And like, the best was I got to sit with my friend Danielle. There was this new girl in our class, Jessica. She wasn't at our table, but I needed to talk with her. I needed to tell her who she could be friends with. She seemed like she could be pretty cool, even though she carried a book around like a teddy bear. I found her at recess. Outdoor recess is held behind the school. There's this big blacktop area with basketball hoops and hopscotch. There's playground equipment in another spot, and a large field for running around and playing sports like kickball or football. That's where the gazebo is too, by the edge of the field. I found Jessica sitting alone on the steps of the gazebo. She was reading a book. I was like, what a loser. But I went up to her. Hey, I said. Hi, she said back. You're Jessica, right? Yes. I blew a bubble with my gum and I sat down. I'm Alexia, I said. My friends call me Lexi. I found the compact mirror in my purse and checked my Rockstar purple lip gloss. Then I was like, where'd you come from? We moved from California, the new girl said. I used to live in California too. I started playing with the stones that lay under my feet. It's always been easier for me to lie when I don't have to look at the person's eyes. We moved because like my dad got sick and needed the doctors here. I'm sorry, said Jessica. She started playing with the stones now too. Listen, I said, like you're new here, so let me help you out a little. If you want, that is. I snapped my gum. Sure, okay. I stopped playing with the stones and scooted closer to her. Want a piece of gum? No thanks, she said. Of course not, Little Miss Perfect. I put the gum back in my purse. That girl, I said, pointing to Danielle across the playground. You can't miss her, she's the fat one. I laughed, but Jessica didn't. That's Danielle. Watch out for her. She's like somebody you don't want to be friends with. But don't you sit with her in class? I thought you were friends. I wasn't expecting this. Usually girls just listen and follow along. I blew a bubble gum and snapped my gum again. Yeah, I mean, she used to be cool, but like, she's been saying stuff about you, like calling you Miss Goody Two-Shoes and a snotty bookworm. Jessica seemed surprised. Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know, she said. Don't worry, I put my arm around her. Stick with me and I'll like help you out. It'll be great. Then recess ended. That's how I got the girl war started.